And we are back again and again and again.
Woo!
It's been a good one, man. This has been a lot of
Yeah,
fun,
man. I enjoyed this talk. It's not very often I get to talk with somebody that enjoys the drywall community the way I do,
right?
or at least sees it from the way I see it.
Well, yeah, right. And I'm sure
So,
it's like same with bird watching, right? You can't just fucking talk to anyone about that. They got to be another bird watcher
right.
or you're a crazy
Yep.
person. Yeah, yeah. When we were in Vegas, I don't remember what Nick said or what triggered it, but he was just like, if any of my friends could never hear about Fresco Harmony again, they would really like that. And
I think I saw that on one of his stories.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
and
Well, that's the
I
same thing. Like my old lady and my friends, dude. I'm always talking about it, and not just because I own a drywall finishing business, but just because I enjoy it.
yeah.
So like I said, just like with tools, I nerd out. You know,
Well, like
I nerd out about it all the time.
I went out with the guys last night. Well, we didn't go out. We go to my buddy's garage, and I had all my tools sitting in the truck, and I wanted to come straight home and open them up and take a look. And we kind of got into talking. I just went out to my truck and went and got my new 8-inch Fat Boy and like opened it up in the middle of the garage. Just started looking at it, and everybody's like, "Wow, what is that?" We like
Oh
passed it
yeah,
around. It was awesome. Yeah, I
what
can't. My hand's constantly there.
yeah. What's crazy is especially like you said, your buddies are all like, "Wow, what is this?" Whenever you're running your boxes or just whenever running the angle box or
Mhm.
anything in a basement, and the homeowner walks down, they're like, "Well, what is that?" And I'm like, "Let me show you real quick," and then I'll
Oh,
pull it off the wall and I'll show them how a trowel bar works and all the different settings and whatnot, and why it's so much better
yeah.
versus taping by hand, and why you're paying me this much money because it's all about efficiency and quality control. And with this, I can relatively guarantee you what you're going to get at the end.
Yeah, you touched on that before when you were saying that like you've got your rules, kind of your contract
Uh
stuff.
huh.
When
Yeah.
you show up and you're considerably more than the last guy that showed up, but you've got this explanation as to why people respect that.
Yep. Yep.
And
Yeah.
and
Uh,
it when it turns into I do this way and you do this way and that's how we'll be friends here. It's not like you're begging for the job. You're going, listen, if you let me be, I'm going to do great work for you. And I think there is a
right.
group of people that are so happy to pay whatever you're looking
Right.
for. Um,
You
and
know,
it's just,
when you're doing when you do remodel work and you show up and from that front door to your job site, there's ram boards sealed down
mhm,
and you have zip pull systems sealing off whatever your room you're in. Even if I'm not sanding that day, those poles are set up so that way you're not seeing or hearing what I'm doing work wise. And it's not like I leave at the end of the day and leave all that shit up. Other than the floor protection, it all gets torn down, it all gets
yeah,
put away, and then the next day gets put right back up. And when I sand, I'm using, I use the DeWalt XR cordless sander for everything,
yep,
minus, all my sponging. I don't create a ton of dust in your house, and whatever residual dust does get on the ground, it gets vacuumed up at the end of the day. A lot of
mhm,
other guys don't do that. They're like, "Well, we'll get it at the end of the job." Well, not for me. I need to, because I'll lose sleep over it. If I know I left a mess that
yeah.
someone's gonna have to track through, I'll lose sleep over it.
So I'm the polar opposite, but also the same. I don't take jobs where people are going to be walking through it. I need full access. Nobody is going to walk in here like that. Those are my stipulations
Right.
because I'm the same way. I would feel embarrassed if somebody walked down and saw a big mess and it
Hmm.
was something that they had to like reach around to get something. You know what I mean? That I would lose sleep over that. So I just don't because like I don't care to have a clean site. I never have. There's always been laborers or somebody that was kind of going around to do that stuff. So I've always worked on production
Okay.
and it bleeds over into my taping or it's a fucking disaster. And
Oh, dude.
I do somewhat clean, but I mean, I always bring somebody else in to scrape the floors. I always bring somebody else in to do a full clean at the end. Yeah, I feel like it's one way or the other with guys. There's no gray area.
No. You know what I do on my floors, especially on if it's concrete on a concrete slab, what I do if I drip mud on the floor at the end of the job? I take my sander, put some 80 grit on there, hook it up to my vacuum, and I sand the floor off.
There you go.
Yeah, it just also, if it's small, I'll scrape it with a knife and pick it up. But usually, I'll just drop my sander when I'm done and hit it and vacuum it right up. Oh yeah, dude, it's
That's
nice, and you vacuum the
fucking,
floor at the same time.
that's kind of smart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Probably not the best for the tool, but fuck it, whatever.
But as soon as it breaks, you get to buy a new one, right?
That's right. It's just money. You can always make more of it.
It's, you know what? Somebody told me that one time where they were like, they make more, they make new money every day, right?
That's right.
Money's the easiest thing to make.
Yes, it
Go,
is.
go make a table,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
go make enough money to buy the table. It's one of them's way easier.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I had like fucking probably 30 things to talk to you about. That's good.
Yep.
Those are good
Sean,
ones.
I don't want to wrap it up, man, but I got you. I hear the baby screaming in the background. Just
Good for
before
you,
I get
man.
off, I just want to say thank you to everyone in the drywall community that's always been there to help me out through all my stuff. Sean, I appreciate you for having me on the podcast, man. I really enjoyed this conversation, and I can't wait to hear it on the air.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming in. That's
Yeah, for sure.
it's I love hearing from everybody. So that's good. You got any shout outs you want to do?
Oh man, I want to shout out. Well, on Instagram, I want to thank Cam. Thanks for always talking to me through everything that I've questioned you about. Nick, thanks for always being there for any questions I've had about Fresco. Chad Hesher, thanks for taking the time to talk to me on the phone, and just everyone else I've ever messaged that got back to me, man. I really appreciate it.
And then where does everybody find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Elite Drywall Contracting.
Brilliant. Is that's everywhere?
Yep,
Good for you.
that's everywhere.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, that was absolutely awesome, dude. Be humble, treat everyone the same, and do your fucking job.